Et doyen.
Chris, go ahead and eat your Twizzlers.
Et doyen.
Go ahead and eat your Twizzlers, Chris.
2 times.
2 times? 2 more times. Hello, my name is John Anderson, and I'm a junior math education major from Elizabethtown College.
Hi, my name is Maria Anderson, and I'm a sophomore art education major.
We are here to tell you about our time with our friend Chris.
Chris Davis is 22 years old and has severe autism. He has recently aged out of the public school system and did not have very many opportunities available for him after high school.
Chris wanted a chance to go to college because he loves to learn. This semester, Maria and I were blessed with the opportunity to learn with him.
The two of us have created a post-secondary program for Chris that primarily focuses on learning through art and music.
Chris's father, Bill, told me that Chris loved music, so I figured that I'd try teaching him piano. The first few lessons started off a little rough. I wasn't quite sure of what I wanted to work on or how I wanted to do it. Upon starting out, Chris would easily get frustrated and would not want to spend a lot of time at the piano. After a little while, though, as soon as Chris got more comfortable with me and more comfortable with the piano, we quickly fell into the swing of things. Once we had a specific plan in place, Chris began to show a lot of improvement each day. We started small and worked on fundamental skills before moving on to more advanced exercises. We expanded upon each skill that we went over and eventually applied them to bigger concepts. A big thing that I wanted to focus on this semester with Chris was progression. As expected, Chris's quick gains did not last forever. We did eventually run into some roadblocks. Chris had difficulties with isolating his left hand. When asked to play with just his left hand, he would play with his left, but he would also simultaneously mirror it with his right hand. It was times like these that forced Maria and me to be creative. It was at that moment when Maria and I thought of the tennis ball idea. We had Chris hold a tennis ball in his right hand and play piano with his left hand. Once Chris had some sort of stimulation in his right hand, he was able to isolate the left. From that point on, Chris was able to play with just his left hand no problem, even without a tennis ball. Can you come back down?
Good job, Chris. Awesome. That was really good.
Good job, Chris. After that breakthrough, we continued practicing rudimental skills like rhythm, timing, and multitasking. Before long, Chris and I were even able to play a song together.
Good job, Chris. That was so good. Can you draw a triangle on his face? See how it comes all the way down to the bottom of the circle? Before Chris came to E-Town, he had previous experience with art. So for my lessons, my goal was to expose him to a variety of mediums and find some that he really enjoyed, and some we could use to improve his artistic abilities as well as teach him some important functional skills. Over the course of this semester, we experimented with a variety of different mediums and learned new art techniques such as color mixing with clay, painting organic and geometric shapes with watercolors and acrylic paint, and observational drawing with pastels. We also did activities that focused on improving valuable life skills such as patience, following directions, and paying attention to detail. However, my main goal was to encourage creativity, and many times I allowed Chris to free draw or paint whatever he wanted. Art lessons weren't always smooth sailing, and we ran into many obstacles along the way. Sometimes Chris didn't want to do his work. He would express his disinterest by pointing or pushing things away. He showed his frustration by flapping his hands and violently trembling. Sometimes we didn't know if he was frustrated at the work, at us, or at himself. Whenever he got upset, we let him work it out, and either talked him through his frustration or modified the lesson accordingly so he could finish what he had started. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Chris came to college with a smile on his face and was always ready to learn.